In this video, I'm going to talk about why process documentation and systematization creates value and how to use it in clients' conversations when you're talking to them about selling their business and why documenting is so important. My name is Klevit, and I'm the founder and CEO of Business Success Consulting Group, where we create, optimize, and implement processes and procedures for businesses. And we have worked with hundreds and hundreds of businesses, help them scale and grow. And of course, that also leads to higher price when selling the business. So here's how we help. Well-documented businesses are easier to sell at a higher price, and that's what we do. We create and document the processes. It's a done it for you service where we come in, we take care of everything that has to do with documentation and implementation of the processes and procedures. The question that I'm sure you're being asked by many buyers is, or maybe all buyers, can this business run without the owner? If the answer is yes, the value is higher and there is a better chance of selling. So that is one thing that we do, is we make sure that the businesses that we work with can run without the owner or without key employees. Of course, they need the employees, but if that employee leaves, the knowledge doesn't live with the employee, but it is retained in the business. And systematization before listing helps avoid failed or underpriced sales, and that's how we help businesses. Ideally, we help them way before the listing, about 3 to 5 years before, just like many business brokers like to start working ahead of that time when the business is actually being put on the market. So we do the same. We need time in order to document and then optimize and make sure that the processes are being followed in order to get the best results. How do we work? Here's our proven process. So we start with an initial evaluation where we go over the business, we see if we are a good fit, and we ask initial questions, do the evaluation. If it is a good fit, then we do the design. We map the processes across the organization, and that alone increases the value of the business because then everything is laid out in a flow chart, process mapping, and it's very easy to understand what are the different components of the business and who is in charge of what component. Once we have the design phase done, then we can assign due dates and figure out who are the subject matter experts that we're going to deal with in order to extract the information. And then we launch into steps 3 and 4, where we document and optimize. The documentation phase consists of regular meetings with the subject matter experts in order to extract information and do the knowledge transfer. Based on the extraction of the information, we have technical writers, very experienced technical writers that create the processes and procedures. Now, this is not work instructions on how to operate a certain software. This is getting to the core of the best practices, the why behind certain procedures, what works, what doesn't work. By asking very specific questions and by finding out the whys and the best practices, we are able to maintain the knowledge and turn it into processes and procedures. Our area of expertise lies into creating that tacit knowledge, meaning the knowledge that people have in their heads and they think, oh, I can never make it into a procedure because I know how to do it, but how can I explain it? Well, we know how to do that, and that's what we extract from them, so everything is documented and can be followed. So the result is that you have great playbooks on how to run the business. At the same time that we document, we also look at the optimization. So we look at areas of improvement, we define the future state, we revise the procedures accordingly, we use automation, AI, software tools, and we test and measure for the effectiveness of what we optimize. And we work together side by side with the teams in the businesses that we work with in order to achieve that optimization. Once we have it documented and optimized, then we go into step 5, which is the implementation. We get the buy-in from the team, we roll it out, we have an 8-step proven process on how to make sure that the documentation, the processes are followed by all. And we follow that process to ensure that the knowledge is being applied, because documenting for the sake of documentation is not enough. It might look good, better than not having any documentation when you are going to sell. But if the entire team is trained on those processes, and then of course you can see the result of increased efficiency, consistency, risk mitigation, that increases the value of the business. After we've done the steps 1 through 5, then we do offer year-round client support where we make sure that the processes are being utilized. We conduct periodic review and we make the necessary revisions. That is an option. Some clients take advantage of it, some clients do it in-house. That also can be an option of us working with the new owner, the buyer, to make sure that the processes are adapted to the new ownership. So thank you for listening. Here's my contact information. You can call or text 503-662-2911, and either myself or my team can answer any questions. And you can also pass along this QR code to your clients and they can get a free process assessment where we can go over the processes and see what will need to be done in order to document them. Some of them have them documented, and then we can assess what is the condition of the documentation and what we can do to improve it. And if it's perfect, then we'll let them know it's perfect. But go ahead and share this information, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.